Alright, we're back. This is Gav and this is Bikram. He's got all his bruises fixed, his eyes fixed. We're back and you're watching the sexiest news of the week. So stop reading newspapers, stop watching NDTV, just come here. Okay, I know Nikesh you're watching. So let me just start with the disclaimer. I have written something, so I want to read it out instead of, so I don't forget anything. I'll read it verbatim, word to word, before we get to the IPL. We do not intend to hurt any religious or human sentiments, definitely. But I hope the super liberals and super woke people understand that I was born with a disease which has no cure. Now, because this rare disorder, I say things which are very hurtful. Now, until big pharma giants like Pfizer or maybe Haldiram, for now, can come up with a vaccine for this disease, I will continue to say things which will be offensive. But obviously, I don't mean to hurt any feelings. I say we, but it's always going to be me. But sometimes Bikram also hurts feeling, which is amazing. All right, let's hit it on that news. We have an exclusive news. This is not even in the papers. It's nowhere. IPL has moved to UAE, United Arab Emirates. In case people thought it was something else, it is not another virus. It is a country. Okay, some people think it's a country. Okay, now Ganguly WhatsApped me last night, and he said, "Okay, this is happening. Gav, are you okay with this thing?" I said, "Bikram is okay. We are okay. Go ahead with it. You have our blessings." Officially speaking, BCCI CEO Hemang Amin, who nobody has ever heard of him, and he's BCCI's chairman. CEO. He has created two schedules, one for United Kingdom UK, which is just England, and one for UAE. They're trying to rhyme it, UAE UK. So UK is just a backup, and they're going to have this SGM, which is called like special general meeting, which is just usually called GM, so on 29th, and they'll announce it that day because they've been in talks with England just to push the schedule earlier. Don't give any break between test matches. Let everybody die. Doesn't matter as long as they play IPL. Now, why they particularly want UAE is because UAE is, as they're saying in their words, tried and tested model. They've done it before, and particular few things favor for UAE is the weather conditions at that time will be fine. Second is it's cheaper because they're getting better deals there because all the labor is from India anyway. They don't get paid. As we all know that UAE is rich because of oil and all the labor that they come from India, particularly from southern India, particularly from Bangalore, particularly from near Bikram's house. All right. Now after that, in Innuendo, and then the central bio bubble is there because no matter where you go, you come back to the same place. It's one single hotel or bio bubble. Now for England, they're saying it's a newness, it's a new country, it's nicer feel, but then they're also saying it starts raining at that time. God knows what will happen. Things will get flooded, and also they're saying it's expensive because in England they're not getting a lot of cheap Indian labor, which is a concern for them. But good thing is that they are going to get fans and they're going to make gate receipts. So I'm assuming UAE, they're not going to have fans. I thought UAE is fine. They should get fans anyway. I'm a little bit confused about this thing. But unless you know something, you can talk about it.
Yeah, I think same thing. It's tried and tested. Plus, they would already have the experience of people who managed it last time, so they can easily involve them and do it with them. Plus, I think crowd. There will be more crowd in England for sure because there are more Indians. Plus, people love T20 there. So, for crowd, I think.
I think it's a concern about not numbers. Because anyway, it's going to be restricted. Not when they're saying that at least in the line it says there will be crowd in UK, in England, but not in. It's somehow implying, but I'm pretty sure there'll be crowd in Sharjah and everything as well. Now, question for you is specifically, because I know you were in big time favor of Sri Lanka and North Korea because you're close with Kim Jong-un and a lot of militants in Sri Lanka. Now, but life has taught us one thing, Bikram. That's one thing is for sure, that dreams never come true. Okay, so now that it's not going to go to Sri Lanka or North Korea, you're left with England or UAE. Which one are you choosing and why are you choosing?
I would go with UAE because it's closer to India. So as you know, I'm a
so you can travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a nationalist.
As a nationalist, so it's closer to India. No, I think it's better to have it in UAE. All the players seems to be very comfortable in UAE. Even the Australians player who left in just before the thing went wild. They also said that they were more happy or they were more secure in UAE. So yeah, it makes sense to be in UAE. Plus, it will be cheaper. I think. Yeah, England will be expensive.
Isn't it one of those moments when you say, "I told you so"? motherfucker. It's one of those classic I told you so UAE from like, I told you so. Why are you make? Because by the way, we're not going to talk about this, not to elongate this, but there's a speculation that one of the reasons it will go to UAE because the World Cup might as well end up happening at UAE as well. T20 World Cup, not football World Cup, and not American football, soccer, real football. Alright, our second news is Sallu Bhai is back again, this time for slightly different reason, but again for his movie only. FIR was filed against 3 men who sold pirated version of Radhe on WhatsApp for ₹50. Now, despite tons and tons of warnings, people still went ahead and started selling these copies, and now 3 people have been captured. I am personally very, very happy that they're not capturing the people who bought the CD. I know. Okay, let me just tell you, full disclosure, I want to say it, I'm going to come out directly in front of people. I was one of the people who bought the DVD. Listen, I'm not proud of it, but I'm Indian, okay? I like cheap stuff. I don't want to pay $250. I love Radhe, I love Salman, but I did it, okay? I did it. But they're not going to catch me. I'm saying it on the podcast, doesn't matter. They're probably not watching it anyway, and probably they don't understand a lot of English. Alright, so Bikram, what do you think is a fair price for a Salman Khan's movie? I'm happy to give my child's kidney also, but obviously you're much not as a good person as I am, as generous, let me say, because I'm very generous. I will sell, a lot of my loved ones for that. But for you, would you pay $1? Would you pay $1,000? Would you pay $1 million? Or would you want to pay something else for Bhai's movie? Or you can buy the TFTs. Is that called TFT? What is that thing called? TFT? To something NFTs. Sorry, you want to buy NFT? Yeah, non-transferable, non-fungible token. Oh, I remember this thing without googling.
Nice.
My brain is finally working. It's because of the lockdown hair. I have lockdown hair. Okay, NFT, because that something is a new fucking rage, right? Yeah. He can sell his book.
Yeah, so before that, I want to, address a rumor which is going around since yesterday when you said that I was ill during the football podcast. I'm getting a lot of messages because a lot of messages saying that you fell ill because you watched Radhe so many times, but that's not true. That's not why it happened.
That is never true. Who are these people?
Yeah, I mean, what the hell, man?
I know. I spent $50 on pirated copy. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, going back to the price again, I think you asked me a similar question in the last podcast, that how much you will sell your kid, and I said she's priceless. So I mean, if I have to give her away, I will give it for free. Give her for free. So I would say the same thing, that I would not pay any money. In fact, I have not paid any money.
You're not even going to pay $50.
No, because
just torrent the damn thing.
Yeah, because full disclosure, I was also watching a pirated version. I'm sure there is some legal action going to be taken over me, but I'm ready for it. I'm just ready.
That's what, we are the blunt bastards. We're ready for any kind of persecution that comes our way. Maybe we'll end up getting a movie role in Salman Khan's movie. Maybe we'll go to Big Boss house or something. All right. Moving on, another amazing big shot which was there in our last podcast also, but I'll just confuse it. If you're not a real fan, you'll not understand the name. Kara test negative. People like, Kara, who the fuck is Kara? Kangana Ranaut. She also is known as, another fun fact, Ota. People like, Ota? Do you mean Kota? No, Ota is one take actor. Just one take for no matter what happens. She's amazing. Alright, so she's covering my fucking face right now. Alright, so this is something she wrote on Instagram. Remove her picture. Remove. Everybody knows who Kangana Ranaut is. She's just covering my face now. So now Kangana Ranaut said, hello everyone. That's probably not how she sounded. But today I tested negative for COVID. I really want to say a lot how I beat the virus, but I don't want to offend the COVID fan clubs. Yes, there are actually people out there who get offended if you show disrespect towards virus and say it's nothing. Anyway, thanks for your wishes and love. Now, Kangana has been again accused of being insensitive and tone deaf. Now, this is the question I can't answer because I was born insensitive and tone deaf. So, Bikram, can you answer this question, that is it insensitive and tone deaf?
No, not really. I feel that we should we should come out strong against all these things. Right now, I think it's getting serious, but people are really frustrated. People are really depressed, and coming out strongly against something. Like if you remember, there was this minister who started saying "Go Karuna, go," and it was a very big joke around everyone. But these things matter. Even if you laugh at it and say "Go Karuna, go," some way or the other, it kind of makes the thing makes a topic which is very serious a bit lighter, and also cheers you up. So I just feel that I don't mind her saying that, and I don't think that's tone deaf. Right now, people have become too sensitive. Like people have become, I don't know. Yeah. So
As Joe
I
Rogan
think
says, yeah, fair enough. I'll move on from here, but I'll say what Joe Rogan says, and you might have heard him. He says these days there are people who wake up and start looking for things to get offended. They're like,
correct.
can you just find it? Googling it. Where is it? Let me get offended. All right, moving on. This is more interesting. I mean, this is supposed to be the biggest news, but we have put it as like number 4 because IPL, Kangana Ranaut and Sallu Bhai is much more important, right? Two-time Olympic medalist Sushil Kumar, he is a wrestler. We can see his picture in case people still don't know. He has finally been arrested by the police. He was absconding since May 4th. What happened on May 4th? Here's the story. If you don't know, Sushil Kumar is one of the accused in relation to Sagar Kumar, who was an ex-wrestler, junior wrestler, who died on May 4th. Sushil has been absconding since that night. He is said to be involved in the incident where two factions of wrestlers open fired on each other, boom, 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 and unfortunately Sagar died on that day. Rest in peace, may God bless his soul. Meanwhile, police on 17th May put a reward on Sushil's head that whosoever finds him or gives intel on him will be given 100,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees, as we see here. Now, before he got arrested last night, he was spotted a day before in a car. They said this is Sushil Kumar, but they could not identify who the driver was. Breaking news. I know who the driver was. In fact, he's sitting right here in this studio of Blunt Bastards. He is rare. Please remove this picture and show your face. He was the one. He was hiding Sushil Kumar for the last 20 days. Now, look at the cheap thing. Such Indian thing. The moment he hears they're giving 1 lakh rupees, he just gives him away. He said, take him. Give me that 1 lakh rupees. Okay, I'll buy some chips. Okay, or I'll buy something amazing that I really like. He's buying those peanuts. Okay, he loves these particular peanuts which we only get in Bangalore. They're so crunchy, but I'm not going to say anything about it. They're so crunchy. They're the most crunchiest peanuts. I think he's already ordered like 16 bags of those for that 100,000 rupees that he's got. Now, Bikram, you did this. I'm not judging you. Of course, I'm judging you. But what are you going to do with this 1 lakh rupees that you've got after handing him in? And also answer, please, that if police offered you 1 lakh for handing over me, would you do the same thing to me as well?
Yeah, definitely. 1 lakh is.
You said it on the radio, on the channel, on the medium. Everybody can hear it. And what are you going to do with this 1 lakh rupees? Because all the peanuts don't cost. Peanuts actually cost peanuts, even if they're premium. So you have a lot of money right now to spend.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I'll just.
Can we get some strippers for the background, or at least cheerleaders, because they're all out of job. They'll take some money, like for our podcast.
Yeah, I'll pay some very attractive girls to feature on our podcast so that our views can increase. Because as soon as someone opens our podcast and sees our faces, they just no. We are not doing this anymore. They back out. So I just want some attractive girl sitting, maybe in between. Like we have 2 sections right now,
yes,
so
here,
we can have
here,
a third section.
Here,
sitting and smiling. Yeah, just sitting and smiling. That's
less
all,
here
all we need.
and less these and less these. So less brains and less clothes. That will work. All right, moving on to Alisson. And now we're moving on to, there's a lot of sports stuff coming through. Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson creates history by scoring a winner in the 5th and final minute of the stoppage time to keep Liverpool's top 4 hopes alive. And today is the final match today. If they win, they will qualify for the top 4, which will be amazing achievement. Now, after scoring, he right now he's smiling, but he broke down that time because unfortunately his father had passed away in February suddenly because of drowning, which is a very rare occurrence that happens, but he was very close to his father, so he broke down. It was a very emotional moment for him. He also ended up creating 2 records. One is for the first time ever a Liverpool goalkeeper ever scored in Premier League, and in entire history of Premier League, the only goalkeeper who ever scored via header. Now question comes to Bikram. Have you ever scored a goal, Bikram, from a header, or ever scored a goal at all?
No, I think I have mentioned this before as well, that we used to play football in school, and that is the only time I played soccer or football. And I used to be the goalkeeper, so I was the one who used to stop
People were
the goal.
scoring against you all the time.
Yeah,
That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, so I never scored because I was the goalkeeper, like Alisson here.
Like Alisson was a
And
goalkeeper.
yeah, but yeah, I never got the opportunity to score any goals, but I did save few. So yeah.
Yeah, just in case people start thinking he was a goalkeeper because he was good or he was tall. No, because he was very, very fat. He's not going to show us those pictures. He was very fat. They used to give him like butter chicken while he was standing there. He will just stand there, ball will hit him, like fly away. He was the best goalkeeper ever. All right.
Yep.
So this was a great news. Moving on to our one of the beloved players, A, B, C, D, Villiers. And the game of musical chairs is finally over. AB confirms permanent retirement from international cricket. My goodness, CSA announced that discussions with AB have concluded, and the batsman has finally, for once and all, decided that his retirement will remain final. Now, I don't understand, Bikram, what the fuck is going on, because AB first said he wants to play 50 over World Cup. CSA stupidly says, then did not play, and then you know what happened in the 50 over World Cup. Then AB said, I want to play 2020 World Cup. Then CSA said, okay, we made a mistake. This time we'll let you play. The moment they said, yes, you can play, AB said, suck on it, bitches. I am not coming back. I was just fucking with you completely. And I'm like, that kind of childishness you expect from me, Bikram, but not from AB de Villiers. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Because he asked them, then he said this, now he said, I don't want to do it.
So I have a conspiracy theory about it.
Okay.
I think since there is a regime change at the CSA or the Cricket South Africa, or whatever it's called, the association, like we have BCCI, so South Africa also has a body which controls cricket. So I think they just said that you play. They just said to AB de Villiers that you come and play for us. We'll change the name of the team to RCB, and he was like, "Oh my God!" I already
He was tempted.
No, so that was the reason he was tempted. That was that's why they wanted to rename it to RCB so that he can come and play. But then eventually he thought, every year for 2 months he goes and plays and eventually loses badly. He doesn't want to do that again and again. So that's why I thought, okay, no, one RCB is good enough for me. I don't want to play in any other team which is named RCB or anything related to that. So I think that was my... Yeah, I think that's what happened. That's my...
That's fair theory, because this was very amazing behavior by AB, because he was really behaving ABC childish. And all right, guess what? Another news. Sandpaper Gate is back, bitches. It's back. The second wave is more stronger than the Corona's wave. Now, the 2018, if people don't remember, 2018 ball tampering scandal that shook the entire Australian nation of cricket. And Cameron Bancroft, that's Cameron Bancroft, who was saying like, oh, this is a chewing gum I have, I'm just chewing the chewing gum, but then he ended up eating the sandpaper, which I don't know how he felt about that, but eventually he was found. Now recently he just gave an interview, so sort of, I don't know if it was an interview, but he said that the bowlers at that time, Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood and Lyon, also knew, who apparently got scot-free, and only people who got in trouble was Stephen Smith, David Warner and him. Now all the four bowlers have put out a statement, a joint statement. I'm going to read the statement verbatim.
I'll put it here.
Yeah, thank you. So we have already answered questions many times on this issue, but we feel compelled to put the key facts on record again. We do not know a foreign substance, which is sandpaper, was taken onto the field to alter the condition of the ball until we saw the images on the big screen at Newlands. And to those who, despite the absence of evidence, insist that we must have known, I'm one of them, about the issue, about the use of foreign substance simply because we are bowlers, we say this. The umpires during the match, Nigel Long and Richard Illingworth, both very respected and experienced umpires, agree with that, inspected the ball and after the images surfaced on television and did not change the ball because they did not find any sign of damage. Now that's interesting. That's interesting, the last part, because I've always maintained, I mean, I'm sure you're going to have your own conspiracy theories, but I've always maintained that as a bowler, like, you get like, this guy does the sandpaper and all that shit. Then he gives the ball to, Nathan Lyon. Nathan Lyon's like, oh, the seams are coming off. What is happening with this thing? Okay, don't worry. It seems to be very normal. Doesn't seem to be any problem. He's like, whoa, what the hell happened to this side? He's just completely breaking up. What is happening? Because if one thing bowlers know, it's about the ball. Okay.
Correct.
Once they see it, they know what is happening. Okay. Something is going different. Even if there's slight differences, they will know. And if you create a whole conspiracy, whole thing to help somebody, and you don't even tell them, that seems very bizarre to me. I just find it very bizarre. The whole thing very bizarre.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know what they think people are. I mean, they're saying that they're comparing the umpires to the bowlers. Bowlers are holding the ball every delivery, right? They're looking at it, they're working on it. So any change which happens on the ball, they would be able to know. Umpires will not look at the ball closely unless someone complains about it or something. So just saying that the umpires would have changed the ball, that doesn't make any sense, because they were not destroying the ball. I mean, they were destroying the ball, but they were working on one side of the ball so that it swings more. So captain knew, the vice captain knew, the coach knew, the junior most player in the team knew, and we are supposed to believe that the bowlers didn't know. So that seems ridiculous. I don't.
Okay, by the way, the Lehman thing is a conspiracy as well, because it's never been proven or said outright that Darren Lehman knew at that time. Who is the coach, by the way, in case people don't follow?
Yeah, but if you see the footage during that time, when it was shown that Bancroft had taken something out and was scrubbing the ball or something like that, he was hiding it. I think Lehman sent someone. Who was that person? I don't remember who was the player. He sent.
I don't remember the name, but I know the story. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know whether he knew outright, but he did know. So that's I don't see.
But I think, see what the real story was. Lehman was obviously asked, so he said that something like that happened, so he sent that guy in there just to check what the fuck is going on. Yeah, so that is the reason. Okay. But I just feel, I agree, I understand. See, what they're saying, they didn't change the ball. That what they're saying, there was not so much damage on the ball. Also, you have to understand, they pretty much found out at the very onset, and the ball naturally keeps getting more damaged anyway as the ball gets older. But what they were doing is get that damage earlier, so they can start reverse swinging as soon as possible once the natural swing goes away, right? So that was the idea. So the umpire said, okay, it doesn't seem that bad, so you can use the same delivery, but that doesn't mean that they've not used it. And if I'm getting the ball, I know how rough it gets after 10 overs, 12 overs, and after I get it every single ball, right? I just seen the ball because I'm looking at it which way I'm doing, so I can see the marks. So if you, with this ball, if you just slightly scratch, even you put 3 extra scratches, and I'm like, how the fuck these scratches came back? And Sandpaper gives you a lot of scratches. I was like, I wasn't there before, and the guy did not even touch the ball because he just shouldered arms, and next thing you know, like, oh, the ball comes, it has like scratches on it. It's like, that doesn't seem right. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can understand that they're not involved in it, but they have no fucking clue. That just means like Stark, Cummins, Hazelwood and Lyon are just the dumbest people on earth. That is, and I think you also have to agree, Bikram, that right now saying that they were involved, it's not going to do any good. This just, I think a ridiculous amount of punishment was mapped out to Stephen Smith, who did not even ball tamper. He could have just come out and said, I didn't do it. I did not know about it. He can just say that. How you prove it? How are you going to prove it? You tell me that. That guy stupidly comes out and says, I knew about it. He did not touch the ball. David Warner's plan gives it to Bancroft because you're the junior guy, so cameras will not go on you. Of course they were wrong. Alright, so you already put Harry Kane out there. Now Harry Kane is our next big news. He's leaving Tottenham finally. At the newly built Tottenham Stadium, as you can see, he gave a lap of honor. He's just standing, but he moved around, and you can see he's almost crying. And which pretty much showed, because this is the people that come, the supporters that come for the first time the entire season. So he went around the entire stadium alone, clapped, which is called lap of honor, and he was very emotional. So and they still have one more game, but that is away game. So this is the only time he'll be playing. So it definitely meant that he's leaving, and he's done there. Now I have an exclusive footage from a phone recording where Harry Kane eventually earlier on told Daniel Levy, who is their boss and chief executive, this guy with lots of hair, nobody has hair like me, baby. So he wanted to leave. So here's the conversation. I'm gonna reenact it as much as possible I can. Now this is Harry Kane. Harry Kane actually does not say hello. He says yes. Obviously, that's his thing. He just says yes. Yes, obviously. Daniel, I'm sick of not winning anything at Spurs. Let me leave. Harry, you're forgetting we won the Coca-Cola Cup in 2016. Daniel, that's not even a real cup. Let me leave. If that's what you want, Harry. Thanks, Daniel. I love you. I love you. I mean, he's married with 3 kids, man. His wife's not going to be happy. That's super gay stuff. Okay. Anyway, if people don't know Daniel, I'll tell you Daniel he's a snake. So, right after the call, he did what he knows best. He backstabbed him. He puts a price tag on him of 150 million pounds, which is running into like $220 million or something, which nobody can afford, of course. Barcelona can't afford, Madrid can't afford, Manchester United can't afford, nobody can afford, okay. Now, that means because nobody has that kind of amount of money in their Bank of Baroda savings account, okay. So, in the middle of this goddamn pandemic, but again, I have another inside scoop on this thing. A very, very big club, a big club, a little bit underrated, but very, very big club from badass Bihar is ready to break the bank. Do we have the picture of this amazing club?
Yeah, just a second. Yeah.
So this club is called Adivasi United. He should take over the entire screen. And these are the players he'll be playing with. They're already trying to get all this money. They're taking loans from Punjab National Bank because everybody knows that they give loans in 10,000 crore loans to people like Nirav Modi and all. So they're very happy. And they're also contacting the same people who gave a lot of loans to Vijay Mallya for running everything down the hill, running everything to the ground. Now, I see their fitness looks very good. And a lot of people, 2 of their players are from Asansol originally. So this is the news. Now the next news is Harry Kane is leaving and moving to Adivasi United. Even bigger news is Lionel Messi is also leaving. But I'm saying, where the fuck is he going? Because nobody can afford this guy's salary. He's going on free. People are like, oh, it's free. His salary is $100 million every year. So this is even worse. Who is going to pay this money in empty stadium times? Now another thing is, my dream is that both Harry Kane and Lionel Messi will be donning the same jersey of Adivasi United for the next season, playing together, be the greatest team, make Adivasi United the greatest team in the entire history, bigger than Real Madrid, Manchester United, Barcelona, Manchester City, everybody. Would you like to see, Bikram, Lionel Messi and Harry Kane play for Adivasi United? This will be a dream come true. I think India's complexion will change, our texture in the world of football. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You have no idea how much research I did to find this team. You have no idea how I found them. Yeah. They are real deal. And they call Adivasi because, it's a Bengal thing. Yeah.
Bengali, yeah. Yeah, I think this is the time. This is the time to actually get both of them because, as you said, and most of the football clubs, the big football clubs, they don't have any money, and we have a lot of money, right? We have
BCCI will punch in.
So yeah, they can get him, and it'll be very good. And I think in Bengal people like football anyway. So if they
love it.
Yeah. So if these guys can come,
I think if everybody gives 1 rupee, the entire of West Bengal, I think we should have enough money for Lionel Messi and Harry Kane.
Yeah,
they'll not call him Harry Kane. They'll probably call him like Hari and all that stuff, and they'll call him Masi. Hari and Masi playing here. The Harry Potter, Harry Potter stuff. All right, so moving on to the last news of the day. This might not be the most interesting news, but if you don't know football, then no. But Karim Benzema, no, he does not play for Egypt. He's from France. Okay, Karim Benzema, and he is not a bad person, okay, just because his name sounds like Karim Benzema. Karim Benzema is back and he'll play for France after 6 goddamn years. He's an amazing player. All the people who don't know who he is, he was the best player in La Liga alongside Lionel Messi this season. He scored tons and tons of goals. He has been playing. People are like, why was he not playing for France then? Alright, here's the story. He was dropped from France in 2015. In early 2000, before the Euro 2016, which are the big tournaments, it was announced that Benzema would not be selected for the French national team by the coach, whose name is Didier Deschamps, due to Benzema's alleged involvement in a plot to blackmail his international teammate Matteo Valbuena. Now, the deal was that Benzema asked Valbuena to pay the blackmailers for a sex tape they had of Valbuena, and Valbuena said, "No, I'm not going to pay these fucking blackmailers." He went to the police. When this happened, this issue divided the entire of France, and their then Prime Minister came out and says Benzema has no place in the national team. Now to this thing, and he was dropped. And in an interview later on, Benzema said something which really hurt their coach, Didier Deschamps. He said Deschamps had bowed to the pressure of a racist part of France, and people don't like to be called racist. Also, Deschamps is white. He looks very white, but he's like Muslim white. Then Deschamps said something which only a Bollywood villain will say. He said, "I will never forget what you said, Karim." And then it's such a Hindi masala movie, right? But now they have kissed and made up, because in France men kiss each other all the time, just like Italy. So they've kissed and made up. Interestingly, right after he plays, he'll be playing the Euro, and right after the Euro finishes, he has his trial for this case in October this year, and he can go to jail, but he's denying all the wrongdoings. Interestingly, I also have my trial in October this year, because I've been selling a lot of weed to 7-year-old rich kids, and now they put me on trial because they think it's a crime. I think no, it's not a crime. I'm selling to rich people. Rich people, they can sell anything to rich people. I'm Robin Hood. I take their money and I give it to poor people. I give it to them. So, Bikram, as we all know, we are all racist in this part of the world. How racist are you, and how much do you love being racist?
Yeah, I'm very racist. In fact, I'm a white supremacist. Even though I am a
white, we're not even white. You have to like put a lot of stuff.
That's how racist. That's how racist I am.
Ku Klux Klan. Next time I'll get the caps. Ku Klux Klan. Yeah. Alright, we love being racist. So these are the news for us. If we missed out something that you really loved, please tell us, because we're going to come with even more uglier, more vulgar news. Sexiest, wackiest, breaking news next week as well. Keep watching and stay good. This is Sunday. Enjoy rest of the football. This is the final day, and tomorrow is the final day for Italian football, and it could be the first time the Juventus might miss out from the top 4 and play in the Europa League. Ronaldo playing in the Europa League. That will be wow. That will be imagine.
Didn't Atletico win?
Atletico has just won the La Liga yesterday.
Yeah.
It went to the wire. It was crazy, and they finally won. And they won after Luis Suarez scored the goal. And Luis Suarez was transferred from Barcelona. They told him, "We don't need you." In fact, as it goes, the new coach Ronald Koeman comes. He's like, "Hello, Louis. Yeah, hi Ronald. We don't need you. Bye." So he's like. And he's been crying since then. He cried after the goal also. He said, "These guys do not want me." He disrespected me. And obviously, he's South American, so they get disrespected. Yeah. But now, like fairy tale dreams have come true. Messi did not even show up for the final match. He said, "I don't want to be here. Can I just not be here?" He didn't come. He's gone. He's going to be saying, "I'm going to play Copa del Rey." Copa America. Which is just like a cheapened version of Euro. Nobody cares about it, but they keep playing all the time. And Argentina still does not win. All right. So take care. This is Bikram. He's feeling much better right now. And you take care. Enjoy the rest of the football, whatever you're watching. And watch slightly less Netflix, because it's going to like ruin your brain completely. And if you love my hair, please like and comment. Like and subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye. We love you all.
Bye.
All the time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.